The lie is we look at somebody else that seems ahead and assume that they figured it out faster or they're more talented or they're built differently or and we're behind. But we're only seeing what's above ground. We're not seeing the early failures, the uncomfortable seasons, the discipline that didn't get any claps, the reps when nobody was watching. We compare visible growth to invisible growth. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Built Not Given show. I'm your host, Jake Strickland, and I had a conversation recently that stuck with me. Two people can be the same age and feel years apart. But that doesn't mean that one's behind. We compare ourselves to other people kind of like clocks. We look at the age, we look at years in business, we look at time alive, and we assume that those numbers mean progress. They don't. The lie is we look at somebody else that seems ahead and assume that they figured it out faster or they're more talented or they're built differently and we're behind. But we're only seeing what's above ground. We're not seeing the early failures, the uncomfortable seasons, the discipline that didn't get any claps, the reps when nobody was watching. We compare visible growth to invisible growth. And that's the mistake. Chinese bamboo grows for years underground. I believe it's like 5 years. Nothing above the surface, no visible results. And then suddenly one day it can grow, I think it's 60 centimeters, 90 feet in 5 days. But it didn't grow overnight. We think it did because that's what we saw visibly. But what we didn't see was for 5 years, it built a root system so strong that it could sustain the growth of 90 feet in 5 days. And I found that interesting when I came across that because that directly correlates with a lot of conversations that I've had with business owners. They've all told me the same thing. And that's right when it feels like it's falling apart and right when it feels like nothing's working, that's when you hold on. Because growth is coming. The moment where it feels unstable, that's usually pressure before the growth. But most people quit in that underground season. Most people quit when they spend those 3 to 5 years of not growing visibly. When they don't see any results, they get down. So if it looks like somebody's ahead of you, it doesn't automatically mean that you're behind. It means that you're seeing that visible height, not the roots that have been building. You can't rise without a foundation. You can't scale without instability. You don't sustain success without invisible work. The real question isn't how fast they're growing. It's, am I building something that can actually last? Because fast growth without those roots, collapse. So you got to stop preparing the height. Start building the foundation. Because growth isn't always visible. But it's always happening if you're doing the work. And that's why tracking your wins every day is so crucial. You know, when you can track the 3 BAM habits, body, affirm, and mind, day after day, that is visible proof that you're showing up for yourself. And even if you can't see the height that other people have or the growth that other people have, you know that for yourself, you are growing every single day. You are stacking those wins. Because when you're underground, so to speak, you're not going to see the results, but you're going to see those reps that you put in yourself. You'll see it in the discipline and the consistency and those small wins stacking day after day. And that's what keeps people from quitting in year 3 or year 4. You're not behind, you're building. So when you track your wins day after day, that is a proof of concept that you are building and that you're growing and that you're becoming the person that you want to be. And I know it feels like you're behind, but I promise you're not. You just didn't see the years of hardship that they went through to get to where they're going to be. Let's take today on with a bam. Share the show if you liked it. There's a group, obviously, that's going to be linked in the description. You can find that there. Join up. We go through there every day, stacking wins, stacking consistency, building that discipline. I'll see y'all next week.